Here is an update on the Pacific storm as well as a major pattern shift here in the United States. Let's take a look at the west coast quickly here. We've got the 978 millibar low that's pushing, it's still out over the northern Pacific, and it's trailing that cold front over northern California and extending on towards the eastern Pacific Northwest up here. And we have flood warnings for, say, the Navarro River, the Russian River, and heading up towards southwestern Oregon as well, where we have a number of flash flood warnings in effect. Even around the Redding area, some flash flood warnings in effect. We're going to continue to see this heavy rain push inland. High winds are going to be a real possibility too. We have high wind warnings up and down the west coast from north of San Francisco up to Eureka, Medford, Klamath Falls, and extending northward towards Portland, and eventually Seattle will be getting into some of this heavy rain and wind as the system progresses during the next several days. So we have to continue to watch the Northwest here and Northern California, and also the Cascades are under winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories for snow of 1 to 2 feet, with some of those higher peaks like Mount Shasta seeing upwards of 100 inches of snow. So we're going to continue to watch this as well. And across the rest of the country, we don't have too much happening other than a frontal system moving across the upper Midwest, pushing in the direction of the Northeast, and this is what will push the warm front through the Northeast and will make a very nice Sunday and Monday and Tuesday with highs in the 50s and 60s and even some 70s down towards Washington, D.C. and extending down towards the Carolinas and down towards Florida. Some areas could approach 70, but mostly 60s here in the Mid-Atlantic and across the Ohio Valley, and even some 70s here in Oklahoma. So we're going to continue to, and here's where the cold air is all bottled up actually in southern Canada, right across the border, where we have teens and 20s going on from eastern Canadian provinces to the western Canadian provinces. So let's take a look at precipitation amounts that we're going to see. We're going to see upwards of 9 inches up to 12 inches across northern California and extreme southwestern Oregon. And we're going to have more systems moving in during the next 5 days. This is 5-day precipitation map. So Seattle, Portland, these areas could be getting upwards of 5 to 8 inches of rain out of this. And now if we zoom out on the map, we actually have the Ohio Valley up into the southern provinces of Ontario and Quebec, which could see upwards of maybe an inch of rain, but a half an inch down here in the Mississippi River Valley and extending towards the Ohio River Valley during the next 5 to 6 days. So let's take a look at the pattern shift. We're going to take a look at the North Atlantic Oscillation Index. You can see as it moves, it's actually moving lower. Models are hinting that it's going to bump up a bit here during the next couple days before it heads back down. Look at the model. We have several models clustering up here. These red lines are the models, and one of the models actually takes it down to -3 by somewhere between December 10th and December 15th, while another model takes it above. I'm kind of siding with the models that are going lower, because you'll take a look at the 500 millibar overlay here. This is the Euro model, the ECMWF, and we take a look. Right now we have a trough in the west and a ridge in the east. That's going to switch. You see by 168 hours here, we see this trough starting to dig here in the upper Midwest and the Ohio Valley. And then by 240 hours, this is really far out, but it really digs the trough out across the Northeast states here. So we're going to continue to watch this. This could mean possibility of East Coast snow towards mid-December. And I want to make note, a lot of people are already saying on my winter weather update, winter weather outlook for 2012-2013, they're saying it's already wrong, because in places like Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City could be hitting 60. I want you to make note that the first day of winter hasn't even occurred. Technically, we're still in fall. So my forecast still has a lot of time to verify for a much below normal temperatures across the Northeast and higher snowfall amounts. So keep that in mind as you're trying to figure out why it's going to be hitting 60 degrees in the Northeast during this next week. This is not representative of the way the rest of the winter could be. So continue to watch it. I'm meteorologist Mark Muller. Like us on Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe to us here on YouTube.